Hello, Shaker Heights varsity hockey fans, and welcome back to the freezing ice arena here in Meadville, Pennsylvania. The Meadville Recreational Center is host to the Meadville High School Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs, the hosts of the tournament, of course, are facing off against your Shaker Heights Red Raiders. However, here today, they will be in their all-black look, a lovely, clean look from the Red Raiders, looking to get the job done. They haven't actually found a lot of success in those black uniforms, but they're looking to change the narrative today with a win over Meadville. Yesterday, Shaker faced off against Medina. The in-state competition could not fare against the Red Raiders. The final score was 3-1. The difference between that game and this one today is the man in the crease. Michael Better will be getting the start today, the junior goaltender wearing number 32. Yesterday it was Nico Daenerys. He had some great, spectacular saves, as he has since that Bowling Green State University tournament. Michael Better, however, has been struggling a little bit more. He struggled against US his last game. That final was a score of 8-2. It was a rough look for the Red Raiders. Of course, Meadville seems to be a much different level of competition. In the state of Pennsylvania, Meadville enters into today 57th ranked, and they enter in 6th ranked in the Pennsylvania High School Western A Division. Not exactly sure what that tells us from the Ohio standpoint, but all we can say for certain is that Shaker is entering into today as 15th in the state. That is not just OHSAA, that includes club teams and other schools of sorts. That is 15th overall in the state of Ohio. The Red Raiders making their final rounds now. The interesting thing to keep note of is what the lines are going to look like here today. Will they stay the same as yesterday? Yesterday we saw for the very first time Connor Mayhew drop into line 2, Ryan Lenahan being elevated to line 1 with Will Brokaw and Sammy Gerber. Of course, Connor Mayhew on that second line with the two juniors, Ryan Kiltz and Joey Moore. The defensive pairings have been really similar throughout the season. That line 1 has not changed whatsoever. It should still be Cole Richard and Quentin Garnett. Behind him, however, has switched up a little bit. It should today be Ian Hunter and Jonathan Kalergis if it remains the same as yesterday. That third line should also be Andy Benincasa and Teddy McGinnis. Braden White is still out with his fractured hand. Once again, as mentioned yesterday, he's looking to return next week, trying to ease in against the competition of Holy Name High School, who Shaker beat at their home opener of the season 9-1. It was an easy affair for the Red Raiders. Today, Meadville will be wearing their black helmets, white jerseys, and black pants. It's a nice Chicago Blackhawks type of look for Meadville. And the Red Raiders get set on their side of the ice. They leave their huddle around the net. Michael Better skates around by his crease. And now it looks like we're going to get a different look on this line. To start us off, Sammy Gerber is out with Will Brokaw, and Joey Moore is out with this first line. Sammy Gerber taking the face-off, and he will win it back to Joey Moore. Moore sends it all the way back over to his freshman defenseman, Cole Richard. Richard dumps it in. Good start for the Red Raiders. Hopefully this is a sign of good things to come. Meadville, however, does quickly clear it out. Richard sends it right back where it came from, wrapping it around the boards. It'll find number 44 of Meadville, and he will dump it on down. That was Jake Frieders to dump this one down. Cole Richard, not with too much speed, but he will win the race against number 20 of Meadville. That is Preston Phyllis. So an interesting look on this first line early. It's Sammy Gerber, Will Brokaw, and Joey Moore getting those first line minutes. 14:15 left to go in period number 1. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We have a great Saturday morning matchup here in Meadville, PA. Here's number 20, Phyllis, looking for a good shot. He can't get a good one off as Sammy Gerber entered into the lane. Connor Mayhew. This first line has changed up into the second line. So Ryan Lenahan is now out with Connor Mayhew and Ryan Kiltz. The defensive pairing currently is Quentin Garnett and Ian Hunter. Garnett hops off. Kalergis is in replacement. We'll see what the second line can get done. This is an interesting set of 3 that head coach Matt Bartley has put in front of us here today. Here's a shot from Kalergis all the way from the point. A good save from the goaltender. The goaltender here, number 31, A.J. Fuller for Meadville. Here's a good clear by number 7. He was down on his rear end, but he makes the poke. And now we're all the way back in the Meadville zone. For the moment, Meadville hasn't been able to send it up at all of late. Here's Paul Phyllis moving it forward. And he'll take it from the right wing to the left wing and dump it in off the backhand. Behind the net, it'll be with Jonathan Kalergis, and eventually with the help of Connor Mayhew, he'll fish it out of the corner, but they're still struggling to clear it down the ice. Number 2 keeps it inside of the point. He'll take a shot. Number 2 is Ben Hilson, the defenseman for this Meadville team. Here's Ryan Lenahan moving it forward. Off the backhand, he was looking to send it up to Aiden Salmon. Not exactly sure he knew it was coming for him. He loses it between his skates and the stick. 12:40 left to go in period number 1. Here's a backhand try. It's whiffed on, but kept in at the point. Here's a shot from number 44. It'll go wide. And now in front of the crease, Shaker just looking to clear it out. They've struggled a little bit more of late. Here's Aiden Salmon skating it up the right wing, looking for a pass, or no, he'll just look to dump it into the corner. Now Teddy McGinnis dumps this one in. Sebi Juan, Colin Arth, and Aiden Salmon, the current forward line, except now Salmon hops off in replacement as Will Brokaw, the defensive pairing, McGinnis and Garnett. Now McGinnis wraps this one around the boards. There is going to be Sebi Juan. Juan centers it over to Arth. Arth is going to be on the rush with Will Brokaw. And now Arth just decides to dump this one through. Will Brokaw's the man in chase as Arth goes for the change to the bench. He'll be replaced by Joey Moore. Sammy Gerber on as well. The first line now out in totality for this offense. First line out in defense as well. Cole Richard, Quentin Garnett back on. 38 dumps this one in for Meadville. That's Zach Shetner. Now back to Quentin Garnett. Off the backhand, he's looking to clear. He'll send it up to the forehand. Will Brokaw win the race there? He will not, but there's a bad turnover to Joey Moore. He'll get there first in the corner. There's no one on the rush with him. Couldn't center it to anyone home in the slot. Here's Shetner, leaves it to number 25. Mahoney in the corner, loses it over to the pair of Red Raider defensemen. Garnett under pressure, a good stick lift from number 23. But Arpin can't get the job done, and so it's back to the Red Raiders the other way. A lot of what we saw yesterday against Medina was a lot of back and forth possession between the Red Raiders and between the Medina battling Bees, and so we'll see if that's the same case here. It wasn't a lot of great set-up possessions in one zone or the other. It was more just who was going to win the rush to the net. And, well, that was advantage Shaker. There, a shot all the way from the point from Jonathan Kalergis. It'll knock off the iron, the top bar. And Meadville's able to take it and move it forward the other way. Here's number 11. He's not on my roster. Sorry about that. Not exactly sure who number 11 will be today for Meadville. Back is number 5, trying to keep it inside the blue line. He fails to do so. Phyllis knocked outside of the neutral zone. And we're all the way back with Meadville possession in the Meadville zone. They are struggling to get anything set up in the Red Raiders zone thus far. It's 9:50 left to go in period number 1. Thank you very much for tuning in. For the moment, it's Ian Hunter. He'll wrap it around the boards to find Connor Mayhew, the lone sophomore on this Red Raider varsity roster. Now good work by Ryan Lenahan. He'll beat number 6 on this. Ooh. It was forward against forward. Ryan Lenahan won, and he rips the shot right as he enters into the slot. And good work from number 26, just not able to bury it, as number 31 is able to make the glove save with the left hand. So, still a scoreless game with 9:36 left to go in period number 1. For the moment, a different look on the forward line as it's now it's Rich. And it looks like we have 3 defensemen out currently, or at least typically what we see on the roster. Not sure if Elliot Hanna is acting as a forward here, but the defensive pairing is Teddy McGinnis and Andy Benincasa, so it does look like Elliot Hanna will be acting as a forward on that right wing position. Around the boards we go. It'll find Andy Benincasa, the big man, hooks up with his co-defenseman, Teddy McGinnis. Now up to Rich. Rich centers it over to Arth. He loses it with a good poke check from number 38. Number 38, that's Zach Shetner. And this is going to be barely offsides on the Meadville Bulldogs. Good work so far from both sides, just neither team able to bury it home. Shaker has had the better shots to this point. Jonathan Kaler just hitting the top crossbar moments ago. Ryan Lenahan with a good shot as he entered into the blue line moments ago. 8:40 left to go here in this first period. Arth is going to clear this one out to Moore. Moore finds Gerber. Gerber up the right wing. He'll take a shot. That ends up going nowhere. Here's an awkward bounce. And Will Brokaw had a great opportunity. He just lost the puck in front of it. That would have been a goal for sure if he was able to get a shot away, but he just could not. Here's a shot from Brokaw. It's blocked. It'll sail up and into the netting. And wow, what a great opportunity for number 13, the forward, Will Brokaw, just not able to bury it home. And that's something that'll be haunting him for the remainder of this period. This first line will hop off. Joey Moore, Sammy Gerber, and Will Brokaw are replaced by Kiltz, Lenahan, and Mayhew. Mayhew to take the face-off. He's up against number 23, Arpin. But it'll be taken in by Shaker. Ryan Lenahan in the corner, battling to keep his puck possession. He looks to get it to the point to Ian Hunter, but it just will not work out. That rush there for number 7 of Meadville will be taken over by Jonathan Kalergis. Here's Ryan Lenahan. Moves it over to Mayhew. It's just out of his reach. Good work there. He was looking to go post to post, give Mayhew a good shot. Just couldn't connect. Now 11 up the right wing. He's up against Ian Hunter. Good work by Ian Hunter, playing the man and the puck all at the same time. Good work from number 2. Back to number 23, looking for a shot. Now it's to number 11. He'll take a shot. Good save by Michael Better. Good look from the junior goaltender early. Number 21 wraps this around the boards. He'll find 23. Now to 11, and he was looking to center it, but no one is home to pick it up. We're back on the rush the other way. Ryan Kiltz dumps this one in, and he'll hop off for a change with Connor Mayhew. Ryan Lenahan, the lone second liner out for the Red Raiders. Joining him on that forward line now is Salmon and Juan. The defensive pairing, I believe, is Benincasa and McGinnis. And yes, that is correct. Number 7 on the rush. From the left side of your screen to the right. Now he'll just dump this one in. Icing is waved off. He was in front of the red line of center ice. Now back to the neutral zone we go. Number 28 was trying to dump it into the Red Raider zone, but instead he hits it off the back of his teammate, number 29. Here's a shot all the way from the blue line from Aiden Salmon. It'll sail wide to the right side. In the corner, 3 Bulldogs against 1 Raider, and the Bulldogs are going to come out with it. McGinnis dumps this one in. Now he'll hop off for a change. Garnett is in. We can assume Richard is going to join, and that is the case. First line of offense is going to join as well, as Arth, Salmon, and Juan hop off. Taking this face-off should be Sammy Gerber, and it seems as though it will be. He's up against Preston Phyllis, and the sophomore will win it for the Bulldogs. Here, up to number 20 once again. Phyllis cannot make the play on the puck. Here's a good turnover forced by Joey Moore, and he's not able to get a good shot away, so he wraps this one around the boards for Richard to pick up. He's got the puck on his stick in the corner. Can he stick with it? He cannot. Number 25, good stick work to send it to 21. 21 sends it up to 38. He's on the rush. 20 will join him, and nothing doing. Good work there for Meadville, but better work from the Red Raider defensive team. Here's number 25 along the right wing. He'll dump this in off the backhand. And now number 25, Mahoney, will dump off for change. Moore up the right wing. Now he'll center it himself. Send it to Sammy Gerber. He'll take a shot. And it'll sail wide to the left side. Gerber had 2 goals in the game yesterday against Madonna. He's looking to replicate that kind of success. Earlier in the season, hasn't scored as many goals as we saw with his line last year, with a Jack Camp teammate, Isaac Miller and Gavin Richards on that first line as well last year. Sammy Gerber just hasn't found that same success. Here's a shot from Connor Mayhew and a good save. Rebound was given up, but no one home to get a secondary chance. A.J. Fuller, the junior goaltender for the moment, keeping this one a scoreless game. 4:52 left to go in period number 1. Mayhew to take the face-off, and he will win it back to Ryan Lenahan. Lenahan with a bad pass. He was looking to go back to the point for Ian Hunter, but instead it will escape the zone. And luckily, Calais just wraps this one around the boards, but it's kept in at the point for Meadville. Number 5 keeps it in. That's Phyllis. There's 2 Phyllises on this Meadville team. There's a Preston Phyllis and a Paul Phyllis. Paul Phyllis, number 5. Preston Phyllis, number 20. Centering it to number 23, back to 2. 2 takes a shot. Good blocker save on Bill Hilson's shot. 4:12 left to go in period number 1. It's still with Meadville in their offensive zone. A centering pass goes to absolutely no one. Here's another centering pass. Once again, it'll go wide to the left of the net and sail into the corner. Jonathan Kalergis with a puck on his stick, looking to clear it out. Not able to do so just yet. Good work by Connor Mayhew, kicking the puck on his stick, and now he'll enter into the zone. He'll take one shot, and a good glove save by A.J. Fuller. So it's still a scoreless game. 0-0 is your score. When these 2 teams faced off last year, it was a 3-3 final. So clearly these 2 teams, even in competition, at least in these tournaments. And now the referee meeting with head coach Matt Bartley. Not exactly sure what the discussion was over, but the referee will start the play again. So not exactly sure what it was, not exactly sure if it mattered. Here's Teddy McGinnis in the neutral zone, and at the red line of center ice, he will turn it over to number 28 of the Meadville Bulldogs. And now this will go as an icing, as Sobolewski, the sophomore, just couldn't dump down with efficiency. And now he'll hop off for the change. Elliot Hanna out with Arth and Rich. That makes up the forward line currently. McGinnis and Benincosta, the defensive line. McGinnis is beat here. Good save by Michael Better, and once again, he's sprawled out in the crease. He's got to get back in position because Meadville's now setting up. There's a shot from 44 that's blocked. Now a secondary chance. Good work from Michael Better, but now a secondary shot will find its way home. Michael Better with some spectacular first saves, but eventually it just became too much, and Preston Phyllis, the sophomore forward for the Meadville Bulldogs, tacks on the very first goal of the game. Meadville is up 1-0, and Michael Better really can't blame himself for that one whatsoever. It's just the 5 men in front of him have been struggling to clear it out of the zone and really get anything going on the other side of the ice. Here's Will Brokaw up the right wing. He's up against number 21, and taking Brokaw down was number 21. There's no call. There's a brutal hit on Sammy Gerber this time around. Richard will skate this one into the corner. Brokaw holds up this Meadville skater, and now a bit of a sluggish play. Multiple bodies are flying in the Red Raiders zone, but everyone seems to be okay. No penalties are called, just some incidental contact. 2.5 left to go in period number 1. It's Sammy Gerber skating around in the defensive zone. He'll drop it off to his co-captain, Quentin Garnett. Now Garnett under pressure. He'll send it off the boards to find Sammy Gerber once again. Gerber looking to flip this one up to Joey Moore, but it hits the stick of number 23. And Cam Arpin gets it back to his Meadville Bulldogs. Back to Brokaw. He'll take a shot. And a good save from Fuller once again. Brokaw playing the body. He's looking to get the puck back on his stick in the corner. 2v2, 2 Raiders, 2 Bulldogs. Who will come out with it? It looks like it'll be the Bulldogs. And that's been the name of the game. The Red Raiders, whenever they have these even men battles in the corners of each respective zone, if it's an even amount of players for each team, it seems to go to the other side. Makes you question the strength of this Red Raider team here. Shaker will dump this one down just to grab some changes, and so we get a new set of 5 out for the Red Raiders. The second forward line is out for Shaker. The second line of defense follows suit. Ian Hunter and Jonathan Kalergis doing the work in front of Michael Better, and he's going to need that help. We saw that last goal for Preston Phyllis, number 20 of Meadville. Wasn't exactly the prettiest goal. It took them many chances to end up burying it against Michael Better. But if you get like 4 shots off right in front of the crease, I mean, you're going to bury it home, and so they did. The defensive standpoint didn't exactly help out for Michael Better there in his zone. Here's a shot all the way from the neutral zone. It was an easy save for Michael Better, and with 1:12, we get a face-off upcoming in the Red Raiders zone. Ryan Lenahan taking this face-off for the Red Raiders to the right side of Michael Better. And he will win this one back for the Red Raiders. There he was up against Zach Travis, the forward for the Bulldogs. Kalergis in the corner, wraps this one around the boards. Will Kiltz get there first? He will indeed. And he'll just glide this one off to Connor Mayhew, and a good poke check ends the threat. Good work from Connor Mayhew to enter into the zone, but better work from the defenseman in front of him. Back in the corner battle for puck possession, there were 3 Bulldogs, 2 Raiders, and eventually it'll work its way to the point for Benincasa to take a shot. And it's blocked by a Bulldog, and now it'll escape the zone. This one's an delayed offsides. Mayhew, Lenahan, and Kiltz, the forward trio currently. They touched up in the neutral zone, and now they're back to action. Number 5 looking to send it forward, but a bad turnover finds its way to Kiltz and Mayhew in the forward zone. Now Meadville's just going to dump this one down the ice, and we will get an icing on the Bulldogs. Ten seconds left to go here in period number 1. Face-off taken in the corner by number 21. Now the battle for puck possession. There's only a couple seconds left to go. Lenahan looking to center it, and that won't work. Meadville will clear it out, and that will take us to the end of period number 1. Now, we do not have any ice cuts between period 1 and period 2, so we will be right back in just a couple minutes as these two teams get set for period number 2. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Shaker finds themselves down 1-0 is your score. And now, as mentioned, we're getting right back to the action. Sammy Gerber out with that first line with Joey Moore and Will Brokaw. Again, an interesting look for the Red Raiders. We normally don't see Joey Moore on that first line of offense, but this weekend, head coach Matt Bartley just looking at what works for these Red Raiders. Here's a centering pass. It was Garnett looking to get it back over to the slot for Will Brokaw, but he cannot connect with his fellow Red Raider. But here's another centering pass to Brokaw. Can't find his man. A Meadville Bulldog right in the lane. Richard wraps this one around the boards. From the point, he will find Brokaw behind the net. Now here's a good chance for Joey Moore to find a man in the slot. Here's a shot, looking for a tip. Sammy Gerber with a secondary chance. Another, and it'll go wide. Good work from A.J. Fuller, the goaltender for Meadville. Great chance for Shaker. The assistant captain, Jonathan Calare, just looks to send it cross ice to Joey Moore. Instead, he'll hit his co-defenseman, Cole Richard. The forward line with Will Brokaw. Joey Moore and Sammy Gerber still remain out. Brokaw taken down to the ice, no penalty call in the corner. 14 minutes left to go. Here's a pass all the way down the ice. That will not find its man, number 25 of Meadville. And Mahoney's going to have to eat that one up. Robert Mahoney almost had a great opportunity to go on a one-on-one chance, but the pass just out of his reach. Nothing you can do about it. In that first period, Meadville won the faceoffs 8-3. We'll see if Shaker can change the narrative here in this second period. It'll start with a good faceoff look here with Connor Mayhew taking this with the second line. Here, head coach Matt Bartley talking things over with the man in stripes. Nothing does change. And now we're back to the action. Lenahan off the face-off will take the shot. It'll go off to the right side. There is a face-off win for Shaker. Perhaps they are looking to change the narrative in the second period. In the name of shots, Shaker did go 13 against Meadville's 9 shots, but on shots on goal, it was 11-7 advantage Shaker. We're still looking for our first penalty here in this first period. 13:30 left to go after the Meadville icing. Third line is now out in the form of Aiden Salmon, Colin Arth, and Sebi Juan. The defensive pair will be Benincasa and McGinnis. Who will win it here? It looks like it'll be Meadville. Can they clear it out immediately? Yes, they can. McGinnis got his hand up to try and bat it down. It goes over his head, and as Shaker tries to dump it back in to their offensive zone, it'll sail into their own bench. No one is harmed on that Red Raider side. And we'll see where they spot this faceoff. Looks like it'll be at the red line of center ice. And face-off is taken over by Meadville. 7 takes it over, gets it to his co-forward 23. 23 dumps this one in. It is on net. Michael Better uses the stick to throw it wide of the net. There's a big hit laid down by Andy Benincasa along the Red Raider blue line. Good work from the big man. Co-defenseman to co-defenseman we go. It's back to Andy Benincasa. Looking to send it forward to Sebi Juan, and he can't pick it up cleanly. Meadville takes it back in the neutral zone and dumps it into the Red Raiders zone. Aiden Salmon didn't know it was coming for him. And in the neutral zone, it's turned right back over to Meadville. Shaker clears it out. Once again, right back to the Meadville Bulldogs. But in the neutral zone, Shaker, cannot dump it in. It once again sails into their own bench. And so we saw this a lot from that Medina-Shaker game last night. A lot of Shaker dumping it in to a team bench, and so hopefully this isn't a regular thing that we're now starting to see from this Shaker team, because that's never going to help you out. If you have possession, you're going to move it forward inbounds. 12.5 left to go in the second period. Good turnover force there from Joey Moore. He looked to rip a shot, but it'll go wide to the right side. There, Richard can keep it inside of the blue line. Good work from the freshman. And now a big hit laid down on Will Brokaw. It looks like Shaker is going to go on the power play. And Meadville will touch up here on a pass to the slot to Joey Moore. And it will be number 2 of the Meadville Bulldogs, Ben Hilson, the defenseman who laid down the rough hit on Will Brokaw. Normally that is a play that will go in Ohio high school hockey. Pennsylvania, a different story. So Shaker is on the power play here for 2 minutes on the interference from Benton Halson. Here's a good chance. It was Ryan Lenahan looking to get a tip off the shot from the point from Quentin Garnett. Good stick lift there, looking to get the puck back before 21 can dump it down, but 21 with a good effort. Matt Cast will eventually clear it, so it's Quentin Garnett to take it back where it came from, up the right wing. He's looking to center it to someone, anyone, but no one is home. So behind the net, he will lose puck possession, but he'll get it back on for the recovery. He'll shoot it over to Joey Moore, and I believe that hit a man out in front of the shot, so it's back to Joey Moore. He'll take another shot, and this time it'll be blocked by a Bulldog. And now number 20, Phyllis on the rush. He's a lone goal scorer. He beats Joey Moore. He'll take the shot. Great work. And now it looks like we've got a hooking on Joey Moore. And a penalty just yesterday as well. I believe it was for a roughing. Here it makes sense as to why you take that penalty. Shaker's penalty kill has been phenomenal, but for now it's actually going to be 4-on-4 ice hockey for the next minute and 9 seconds. We'll see which team can convert on this even but odd number look. And now there's a bad pass there from Sammy Gerber, and we go back to the other side. Favre takes a shot, and a good save by Michael Better, number 32. Good pad save. Here's a pass to the other side from post to post. They were looking to get a good look there for number 7 of Meadville. Not able to rip a clean shot. And now we have 35 seconds left to go on this 4-on-4. Then we'll have 51 seconds of Meadville power play. Number 7 has it in their own zone. They try to move it forward, but in the neutral zone, it's turned back over. Shaker's going to dump it forward and get a couple changes. 15 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4. Looks like Meadville's just trying to eat the rest of this clock. Here's a bad turnover to Connor Mayhew. He'll take a shot. Good pad save from A.J. Fuller. 3, 2, 1. Number 2 is out of the box. Hilson will come out. He served the 2 minutes for the interference hit on Will Brokaw. So now Meadville is on the power play for 40 seconds now off of Joey Moore and his hooking minor penalty. Richard tries to intercept the pass in the neutral zone. He can't do so cleanly. There's the centering pass to number 38, and now it looks like we're going to get a penalty here on Ryan Lenahan. Rough call on number 26. He was just finishing his check. But once again in Pennsylvania, they are going to call that. And here it's going to be interference. So it's 5-on-3 for 25 seconds with Joey Moore and Ryan Lenahan in the box. The 3 men in black for the Red Raiders is going to be Brokaw, Hunter, and Benincasa. They have 25 seconds of 5-on-3 to kill, and immediately they dump it down. Good work there from number 13, Will Brokaw. And this is going to eat up a lot of that 5-on-3 time. We're already halfway through those 25 seconds. Here's number 20, 20, Preston Phillips. Looking for a shot. A good save there from Michael Better. Moving over to his right post, our left post. And immediately, good work from the Red Raider penalty kill as Moore will head out of the box. For the moment, Sammy Gerber, Will Brokaw, Hunter, Benincasa. That's the 4 for the Red Raiders. Here's good work, and eventually they'll work it around. But now the referee waving it off. Looks like this one will be called for goalie interference. Good work from Michael Better, it seems. Or excuse me, it looks like the net was off. So there's not much you can do about that if you're Meadville. So this remains a 1-goal game. Shaker still looking for their first goal in this game, and we'll see if that comes next, because if not, and Meadville scores next, they double that lead. A minute 19 left to go in Lenahan's interference penalty. The Meadville players arguing their case. They could really use that goal in the name of insurance. But the referee not going to change his mind. Here's a good pass from Garnett all the way up to Sammy Gerber. He was looking to get a good 1-on-0 opportunity. Now he's just going to have to take his shot from the blue line. Now he goes cross ice to no one who's looking for Will Brokaw, but Brokaw was already entering in to the offensive zone. Here's Ian Hunter with a puck on his stick. He'll dump it off the glass. Will it escape the zone? It eventually will do so. Ian Hunter pushes the Bulldog outside of the zone, and in doing so, Ian Hunter actually went down, but he will push the puck out as well. Here's Will Brokaw on the rush with Ian Hunter to his left side. Brokaw going to take the shot. He's got a rebound chance. A third shot, and it can't find its way home. Good work from Will Brokaw, but better work from A.J. Fuller, the man in the crease for those Meadville Bulldogs. My goodness, he has been putting on a show between those pipes to start us off. 8 minutes left to go in the second period. We are approaching our halfway mark of the game. Once again, we're going to get an elongated second intermission as we get our ice cuts. That first intermission was only a couple minutes because the Zamboni did not make his rounds. Here's a shot from number 28. Good stick save. Michael Better sends it all the way to the boards. Here's another shot along the boards, but it'll go wide. Lenahan is out of the box. He served his 2 for interference, and now he is out currently with Gerber and Mayhew. And now along the boards, battle for puck possession. Once again, it's an even 2v2, but Meadville will come out with it. Along the point, number 21 takes a shot. Good block there from Benincasa, putting his body on the line to make sure that doesn't wind up as a shot on goal. And now Meadville tries to dump this one down. That effort there from number 44, Jake Frieders. But it'll just sail right into the Red Raider bench, and so we're going to await a face-off in that Meadville zone. Still a 1-goal game. Advantage Meadville. Here it's going to be Connor Mayhew taking the face-off with his second line around him. First line of defense, however, is out. Here's a shot by Richard. Looking for a rebound chance was Ryan Lenahan. He can't get a good shot away. Kiltz centers it over to Mayhew. Mayhew can't get a good shot off as well. Good stick work from the defenseman in front of him. In white, here's a shot, and that goes wide of the net. There's a good shot, almost found its way on net. Might have been tipped wide. Now here it's with Michael Better. He'll leave it over to his captain defenseman, Quentin Garnett. Garnett sends it up to Mayhew. Mayhew can't find Ryan Lenahan, but Kiltz will pick it up to find Lenahan eventually. Lenahan with a shot will go wide to the right side. And Meadville going to take the opportunity to clear once they get the puck on their stick. And with the icing, they're going to get a whole new look of 5. Seems like they really needed that icing. Normally in professional hockey, you will see if it is an icing on your team, you cannot make the line changes. However, both in Ohio and in Pennsylvania, if you make the icing, you can still get your line changes. And so that's just a different tactic for these high school teams whenever you need the changes and you're kind of in a desperation point. You're just going to dump it down without a second thought. Here's Ian Hunter. He's out with Jonathan Kalair just making up the second line of defense. And now here's a good rush. There was Sammy Gerber looking to Will Brokaw, and it's just out of his reach. It would have been a 3-on-2 rush for the Red Raiders otherwise, but the pass just out of Brokaw's hands. Sammy Gerber poke checked, and so it'll end up with number 25 of Meadville around the net. Oh, he's looking to center it back. It seemed as though he was going to go over to the left post. Instead, he worked his way to the right post, almost buried it home. Trying to fake out Michael Better there. Will Brokaw takes a shot and a good pad save from the Meadville Bulldogs. A.J. Fuller, now here's a shot, and that'll end up behind the net, just wide of that left post. And now Benincasa whiffs on a shot of his own, and Phyllis will take it the other way. Preston Phyllis, the lone goal scorer here for the Meadville Bulldogs. He will, his man, number 38, ran right into Michael Better. He is okay. He's back into play. Here's a shot all the way from the blue line from number 2, and it'll go wide. Will Brokaw on the rush. Now finds Sammy Gerber. Gerber lays out in front of him, and surprised there's no trip there. He dove in front of him, but in doing so, he took a man down. didn't decide to call it there. Will Brokaw sends the man down to the ice, and in doing so, he's going to dump this puck down from the neutral zone into the Meadville defensive area. And now, Meadville dumps it right back to the Red Raiders zone. We go from one side of the ice to the other. Icing is waved off. It seemed as though it touched a Red Raider in the neutral zone. Number 6 to the point for number 21. He's looking to get a good shot away. He can't find anyone here. So he's just going to go around the net and send it up to the point. Good save from Michael Better. A second save. Rebound is still given up, and eventually he'll sprawl out on the puck. And away to whistle. We'll get a face-off on that Red Raider side of the ice. 4:20 left to go in period number 2. And now it looks like we've got a penalty on Quentin Garnett, and he does not agree with the call. Seemed as though he was arguing his case, and now he's going to throw his stick out onto the ice. Now the referee sends him away. Quentin Garnett ejected out of this game. And typically, if you're ejected, that means you're not coming back for the next game either. At least that's what we saw from last year's game against Meadville. Quentin Garnett also got ejected from that. And we'll see what this means. .420 left in this second period. Now, nothing has been thrown up on the board for a power play. And now it just seems like it's going to be 5-on-5. So Shaker will survive. However, now they're going to have to deal without their captain, Quentin Garnett. Here's a shot. And good work there from the defenseman. I believe they got in the lane. Now it's with Brokaw. Brokaw dumps this one down the ice. Once again, we do have 5-on-5 ice hockey as Brokaw dumps this one down, and it'll be an icing on the Red Raiders, and we go right back to that Shaker side of the ice. In the Red Raiders side of the ice, Kalair just wraps this one around the boards. He'll find his captain, Sammy Gerber. Sammy Gerber off the boards. He's looking at Brokaw, who's in chase behind the net. Perhaps Shaker with a little bit of momentum after their teammate has gotten ejected now from this game. And we will fill you in next game to detail how Quentin Garnett is going to be in the rest of this tournament, if he isn't in the rest of this tournament. Or if he's only out for one game, or if he's not out for any at all. But now we're going to get an interference called on number 20 of Meadville, so you know that is Preston Phillips. We've been calling his number all game long. He's been creating some great chances for this home team. And he's the lone goal scorer in this game. 3:38 left to go in this second period. Centering pass. He was looking to find Will Brokaw, but it's out of his reach. For the moment, actually, no defenseman out for the Red Raiders. Normally, you'll see Quentin Garnett on this starting 5 on the power play, but as we mentioned, he's been thrown out of the game. Sammy Gerber tried to send it up to Connor Mayhew, his former line 1 mate, but he will not connect. Now Lenahan to center it to Connor Mayhew in the neutral zone. He leaves it to the point for Joey Moore. Moore pokes it up to Gerber. Gerber back to the point for Moore. Back to Gerber between the corner and the blue line. Now to Brokaw. Brokaw will take a little skate around. Now he's looking for a shot, and he's sandwiched between two Bulldogs. Now along the boards, battle for puck possession. It's a 2v2, two Raiders, two Bulldogs. The Raiders go out with it to Mayhew along the blue line. He'll take a shot, and it's blocked by number 7, and he's on the rush forward. He's up against Joey Moore. 7 elects to pass it over to number 11, and in doing so, that's just not going to work whatsoever. Moore's stick is right in the lane, and he'll pick it up. Shaker's back on the rush the other way. Here's a shot from Lenahan. Good save by A.J. Fuller, but it is still in Shaker possession for the moment. Will Meadville clear this one out? Yes, they will. It'll hop over the stick of Will Brokaw. 30 seconds left to go on Phyllis's penalty. Shaker's 5 remain out there. Excuse me. Joey Moore has been subbed off. Kiltz is in replacement. Kiltz trying to pick it up there in the corner. Now he's taken down to the ice, and as Meadville clears it, looks like we're going to get another penalty on the Bulldogs. This time it'll be on number 2, Ben Hilson, once again. That's his second penalty of the game. Shaker with only 1 shot on the power play to this point. And now head coach Matt Bartley asking for a timeout, the referee. Not exactly sure if he saw it. Shaker could really use the goal here if they want to leave this period with a full point. Here's Joey Moore with a shot. And it's blocked by the traffic in front. Now it's Ryan Lenahan trying to poke it forward, centering it to Joey Moore. He can't bury it home either. Remains a 1-goal game, Meadville on top. Richard to Brokaw. Brokaw to Moore. He'll take a shot. Secondary chance for Ryan Lenahan. He can't find its way home either. The man is out of the box. Preston Phillips, a one-on-one. Great save by Michael Better. On the breakaway chance, Shaker keeps this one a 1-0 game. Credit to Michael Better, and really he's had a phenomenal game. That 1 goal for Meadville wasn't exactly his fault. His defense really didn't do the work in front of him, as there were just 4 shots on Michael Better on that rush, and like 4 shots in 10 seconds. And when you're under fire like that as a goalie, you need your defensive help. There's a great move by Brokaw around number 38 of Meadville. My goodness. Zach Shepner just got cooked by Will Brokaw. Holy cow. A beauty of a move around Shepner and a beauty of a shot all the way from the top of the face-off circle. So there you go, Will Brokaw tack on a goal for the Red Raiders, and with 57 seconds, Shaker gets the power play goal to tie this one up at 1 apiece. Lenahan taking this face-off. He will lose it over to Meadville. Meadville dumps this one right in to the Red Raiders zone to get things set for the final minute of the second period. Once again, we're going to have an elongated second intermission as the Zamboni will make its rounds. There, a good block shot from Will Brokaw, just striding right into the shooting lane. Not sure if that hit the body of the stick. It sounded like it was the stick. Now behind the net, centering it to number 7. Sammy Gerber is in the lane. Now it's with Brokaw, and it just escapes his grasp. 26 seconds left to go in this second period. Up to Lenahan. Lenahan up the right wing. Sends it to Brokaw. Brokaw dumps it down, and now he's going to hop off for a change. Lenahan out with Gerber, and now Kiltz. Here's a rush with number 5 of Meadville. Meadville goes cross ice to number 11. He'll take a shot. A secondary shot. And that's a bottle popper. Great goal there for number 11 of Meadville. A good top shelf goal for number 11 of the Bulldogs. And so Shaker got a goal with 57 seconds left to go. Meadville responds with only 2 seconds left to go in the second period, and Meadville is back on top. This is a tied period, and so these two teams are going to split the second period point. So Meadville has that first period point locked up. Shaker had the opportunity to take the second period point, And now off the face-off, both teams just decide to ease this one into the locker room. That is a rough finish for the Red Raiders. They tie it up at 1 apiece off of a beauty of a shot from Will Brokaw, but they can't survive the second period with the tied score. 2-1 is your score. Meadville's number 20 has scored. Number 11 has scored as well. Brokaw, the lone goal scorer for the Red Raiders. Michael Better having a great performance in the crease, just not able to keep it a shutout to this point. But that doesn't discredit any of the work he has put in. He has had some great saves. We saw the 1-on-0 chance, the breakaway chance for Preston Phyllis. Just not able to bury it home as Michael Better. He's just been doing really well here in Meadville, having a great bounce-back game. Let's see if he can seal a victory. He's just going to need his offense to work for it in front of him. We'll see if that happens when we come back. The Zamboni is making its rounds as we speak. You can see it coming out of its tunnel, and we will be back once that Zamboni finishes up. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Shaker is down 2-1 in Game 2 of the Meadville tournament. And welcome back, Shaker Heights varsity hockey fans, to the Meadville Recreational Center here in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Shaker Heights is here in Game 2 against the hosts of the tournament, Meadville High School and the Bulldogs. But for the moment, Shaker down by a score of 2-1. Michael Better having a good performance in net. However, the defense just hasn't exactly helped it in front of it. The last goal scored by Meadville with 2 seconds left to go in that second period was just a beauty of a shot. And that first goal, Michael Better was just under fire a bit too much. It was not exactly his fault. It was really more the defense's fault. They weren't able to clear it out, and therefore it resulted in the very first goal of the game. Will Brokaw, the lone goal scorer for the Red Raiders. He scored with 57 seconds left to go in the second period. He just absolutely dangled around number 38 of this Meadville team, and number 38 is Zach Shepner, And yeah, the forward, there was just nothing he could do about it. Sammy Gerber, the captain of this Red Raider team, talking things over with the referee. And he is now the only captain on this Red Raider team still out on the ice. Quentin Garnett was ejected that last period. He was not exactly respectful of the referee in that last period. And at first it was just going to be a penalty, and then he threw his anger out on the ice. He threw his stick from the penalty box as he was still quite upset, and therefore the referee had had enough at that point and threw him out of this game. We don't know if that includes a suspension in tomorrow's game as well. We don't know if that will include today's night game, or it could just be the remainder of this game, nothing else. We're not exactly sure. Here it's Preston Phillips headed to the box once again. He already has a penalty in this game earlier. He has 2 penalties. Hilson also on this Meadville also on this Meadville team has 2 penalties. Just not exactly playing a fair game are Phyllis and Hilson. So now Shaker has the opportunity to tie this one up at 2 apiece early in the third period. Lenahan in the corner working with Brokaw to keep puck possession in Red Raider hands, and eventually it is in Red Raider grasp. Joey Moore out with Brokaw, Gerber, and Lenahan along the blue line. It's going to be Cole Richard. Normally we'll see Quentin Garnett on this line, but of course, with his ejection, we're not going to be seeing him for the remainder of this one. 14-16 left to go in period number 3. A minute and a half left to go on Phyllis's penalty. Robert Mahoney taking this face-off up against the Red Raider Ryan Lenahan. And now it seems like right off of the face-off, we might have a penalty. That was immediately after that face-off. And it looks like they're nabbing Ryan Lenahan for the interference. Bit of a lighter call, but once again, these Pennsylvania referees follow a different set of rules than that of the Ohio referees. So with 125 left to go, we have 4-on-4. And then there's going to be about 30 seconds of Meadville power play. Here's number 25 along the right wing. He's looking to center it over. It's a light tap to center it into the slot. And Jonathan Kalair just able to get the puck on his stick and clear it out. Now it's with Ian Hunter. Hunter wraps this around the boards. Kept in at the point by number 5 of Meadville, but now it's an attack for number 5 of the Red Raiders. That's Sammy Gerber in the corner, looking to center it to Jonathan Kalergis. That's the man he finds. Now he's got a chance for a second shot, but instead he'll center it over to Connor Mayhew. He can't pick the pass up cleanly. Sammy Gerber hopping off for a change. The two forwards are going to be Joey Moore and Connor Mayhew. The defensive pairing currently is Ben Nkasa and Jonathan Kalergis. These defensive pairings are going to be a little misshapen after Garnett was thrown out of the game. For the moment, it's Ben Nkasa and Richard, the two. Here's Mayhew working it up, centering it himself, and now he's just going to drop it off at the point for Cole Richard as Mayhew was a bit too pressured. Now Mayhew to Moore, back to Mayhew, looking for a shot, and now, looks like he was hit up high with a stick. There's no call from the referee, and now there's a man taken down in the neutral zone. Joey Moore taking a second shot, and Meadville scores on their side of the ice. What is happening here? Immediately, as the Meadville man heads out of the box, they are going to tack on another and take the lead 3-1. And now head coach Matt Bartley has some words for the referees as well. There was a high stick in the corner. Then Joey Moore was taking cheap shots in the neutral zone. And the referees were not following that while Meadville went down the ice and scored. And they're going to keep the goal on. And head coach Matt Bartley clearly frustrated, and rightfully so. And so, a rough look for Shaker. Multiple penalties could have been called on Meadville there. None of them were. Clearly, head coach Matt Bartley frustrated with the verdict, or I guess the lack of a verdict. And now here, Michael Better making some great saves. He was on his rear end making those saves, sprawled out in his crease, but eventually Shaker is going to get it out of danger. Just over 12 minutes left to go here in period number 3. Shaker now down by 2 after the controversial no calls on those Meadville penalties. Here's Ben Nkasa in the Red Raiders zone, struggling up against number 29 of Meadville. And now they're a bit tangled up. Either team was looking for a hold there, but nothing is called. It's just some incidental contact between number 29 of Meadville and Andy Ben Nkasa. Here, Gerber centers it to Brokaw. Here's the second shot, and he'll bury it home. Great work there, and now pushing and shoving after the whistle, and now we're getting a little chippy behind the net. And yeah, Will Brokaw just looking for some celebrations. He's going to amp up his team, trying to get a little bit of momentum for that Red Raiders side. Will Brokaw, 2 goals scored by number 13. And so now, Meadville's deficit is cut in half. It's only a 1-goal lead. Kiltz, Moore, and Mayhew going to be the line out on the forward side of things. On the defensive side of things, it's going to be Ben Nkasa and Richard. Now it's with Moore, the left wing. He'll go cross ice. He was looking for Kiltz. It was out of his reach. Does Shaker have a bit of a spark in them now after the Will Brokaw goal? Here, Meadville's going to dump this one down the ice. We get the hand raise and the whistle and the icing call. 11:21 left to go in period number 3. Shaker's going to be taking this face off in their offensive zone, the side of A.J. Fuller. A.J. Fuller with a good performance so far in the Meadville crease. He has had some spectacular saves. Michael Better all the same. He's had some spectacular saves, but for the moment, Meadville has been able to maintain a 3-2 lead. We'll see if Shaker can change that. There, a hit up high on Ryan Kiltz. There's no call. And Meadville's going to take it from their side of the ice into the Shaker zone. Connor Mayhew looking to poke it out. Eventually he does. Up the left wing. Now he's going to skate it forward. Taking a shot. And that is blocked by number 5, who's right in his shooting lane. There was Calais just looking for a shot at hit a Bulldog in front. 11 will take it up the right wing for Meadville. Here's a shot. Good glove save. That almost soared off of his glove and behind him into the net. Luckily, that's not the case. So this remains a 3-2 score. Here's a centering pass to no one. Number 11 could not receive the pass cleanly. Now it's to Connor Mayhew. He couldn't pick up the pass cleanly in the neutral zone. To Kiltz. Kiltz, bad pass to Mayhew. Now to Joey Moore. Moore moving it forward. He's up against two defensemen. He'll take it to the outside. Now Moore looking for a shot, and that'll go wide to the left side. Here's a blast, and that'll hit off the goalie and the iron and be sent wide into the corner. Moore will pick it up for a battle along the boards for puck possession. Calais just takes a shot, or excuse me, Benincasa takes a shot, and a good glove save once again from A.J. Fuller. Name of the game has been the face-offs. We're going to get another one here. Shaker in those first two periods lost the face-off count 18-10. Even though they've been winning shots 28-20 and shots on goal 22-17, those face-offs have really been killing this Shaker team. In the corner, once again, the battle for puck possession. There's 3 Bulldogs. There's 1 Red Raider. And now multiple men taken down to the ice. And now Lenahan held up, it seems. And they're going to call the Red Raiders on another penalty. My goodness. Here's a shot, a blocker save. Shaker just needs to touch up, and eventually we're going to get a power play for Meadville. Lenahan heading to the box for 2. Wow, Shaker is not getting the benefit of the doubt in the name of penalties. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Olom here from Meadville, Pennsylvania. Shaker, for the moment, finds themselves down by 1. It's 3-2, but now they've got a penalty to kill. Perhaps a shorthanded is in the stars for this Red Raider team. Well, let's just say it's not exactly likely that that will be the case. Here, Brokaw dumps this one all the way down. A.J. Fuller exits his crease to dump it down to his point, and it's picked up by 5. 5 goes cross ice to 11. Meadville on the rush. Good poke check from Benincasa. He has really proved as a great defenseman for this Red Raider team. Benincasa and Hunter are going to be the defensive pairing. The forward pairing is going to be Kiltz and Moore. Now it's up to Hunter. Hunter clears it right back down. It was with Preston Phyllis. He's scored for this Meadville team. He's also taken 2 penalties for this Meadville team, so he's definitely a player that we've called multiple times. Now it's worked up to the neutral zone. For number 11, he'll take a shot. Rebound is given up. Looking for a poke was number 21. He can't find it home. Now in the corner, there's a battle for puck possession, and eventually it's Ian Hunter going up against a Meadville Bulldog. We'll see who gets called on any sort of penalty. And it looks like it's going to be Ian Hunter's going to remain put on the ice. It's number 11 being called for the penalty on a roughing. Now, once again, this has also been a story. A lot of 4-on-4. I believe this is the 3rd time that we've seen 4-on-4. Once one team takes a penalty, so does the other. And so with 56 seconds left on Lenahan's penalty, this roughing penalty is going to give us 56 seconds of 4-on-4 and then a minute and 4 seconds of Shaker Heights power play if it remains this way. Brokaw and Gerber, the 2 forwards out for the Red Raiders. The defensive side will hold Cole Richard and Andy Benincasa. We'll see what Meadville can do in these next 45 seconds as they now have the puck. Number 2, Hilson. He's also had a great many penalties for this Meadville side. Trying to dump it down, can't not just yet. Now to number 25. 25 off the backhand, sends it to 7. 7 bumped off the play. Shaker looking to send it back. Almost a good chance on the breakaway for number 25, but a good poke check from Shaker Heights ends the threat. 8 minutes left to go in period number 3. Shaker could really take the opportunity to tie this one up on their brief power play, but oh my goodness. There's a goal from Meadville. Just snuck it through the right post between Michael Better and my goodness. 4-2 goes your score. And Meadville has just really taken their shots, and in doing so, they're going to bury it eventually. Face off, won by Meadville. That's turned over immediately to Will Brokaw, and he tried to dangle around the skates of the Meadville Bulldog, number 5. Jonathan Kalair just can't win the race there. 4 seconds left to go on Lenahan's penalty, and then we've got a minute and 4 seconds of 5-on-4 advantage for the Red Raiders, and Lenahan is out of the box. What can Shaker do now? Brokaw sends it forward to Sammy Gerber. Sammy Gerber drops it off to Lenahan. Lenahan looking for a lane to shoot. He's got nothing. Tries to center it to the slot to Brokaw, but that slot is not going to open up. Here's a centering pass to Sammy Gerber once again. If he kicked it, it would have gone in, or he was looking for a kick into the net. Regardless, it would have been called off if that was the case. Here we go. 35 seconds left to go. Number 11's penalty. It was a roughing minor on Meadville. There, a bad pass from Ian Hunter. It'll go right to the stick of number 6. And now it's Benincasa taking it up the left wing. Back to Benincasa, looking for a shot. And a secondary chance, and now the net is knocked off. I believe he was bumped by number 5. And Meadville getting a little chippy. Benincasa just asking number 5, why are you bumping me after the play? I did nothing wrong. Just under 7 minutes left to go in this third period of play. Shaker down by a score of 4-2. They have 19 seconds left to go on power play time until number 11 is out of the box. He had a roughing minor penalty. And now here Meadville going to clear this one out immediately, but looks like that just barely scraped the netting, so that'll be ruled out of play. That'll take only 4 seconds off. 15 seconds left to go on the power play. Taking this face off will be Connor Mayhew. Kiltz is to his right. To his left, it's Joey Moore. Defensively, the look is Benincasa and Richard. Taking in this face-off was Joey Moore. Can he keep it with him? He cannot, but it will escape to Benincasa. Benincasa wraps it around the boards to Mayhew. Mayhew bumped off the play as well. Center to Mayhew. Once again, a good poke check. That's something Meadville has just really done well on, are these poke checks to just get it away from Red Raider sticks. Back to Meadville, up to 23. 23 up against Joey Moore. And here, a good shot. He was looking for the rebound from number 25. Just could not find it. Was that number 25 of the Bulldogs. 6:10 left to go in this third and final period. Shaker down by a score of 4-2. Here it's Joey Moore. He'll work it back to Connor Mayhew. Delayed offsides. Now he's just going to have to dump it in as Joey Moore was offsides. They touch up in the neutral zone, but Meadville already has it the other way. Number 7 up the right wing. Taking a shot. Good block of the stick from Ian Hunter, the defenseman. And now looking to send it up, but it hits the stick of a Meadville Bulldog, and now an interesting bounce. Goes right to number 7. And that is a goal once again. And it looks like Shaker's going to have to take this loss. 5-2 is now your score. And this will really hurt their chances of going to the semifinals. Meadville currently winning the shots this period 11-2, and that is why for the moment they have won this period 3-0. Or excuse me, they've won the period 3-1. Lowell Rich trying to dump this one down. He cannot get it through number 38 along the boards. 5 minutes left to go, or excuse me, 5:10 left to go in this third and final period. Here it's Elliot Hanna, currently out with Lowell Rich and Colin Arth, Salmon, and McGinnis. Arth sends it to Rich. Rich can't pick it up cleanly. And now Arth battling for the puck possession, and he's tripped up in the neutral zone. There's no call. Referees, once again, have not been calling much for these Red Raiders. And we saw that on one of those earlier goals of the period from Meadville. And now we're going to get some changes. Arth hops off, so do many of these Red Raiders. Now it's Sammy, Gerber, Salmon, and Lenahan. Brokaw going to hop on as Salmon hops off. 4:25 left to go in the third and final period. Number 2 takes a shot, looking for a tip. They couldn't find it, as it was good stick work there from Teddy McGinnis, who blocked the shot. Now number 20 takes a cheap shot on Will Brokaw. Nothing doing. Not exactly any rough contact. The referee isn't going to call it. Shaker dumps this one down. We're going to get an icing. 4:08 to go in the third and final period. Thank you very, very much for tuning in here from Meadville, Pennsylvania. My name is Vaughn Ullop. Shaker now down by 3. 5-2 is your score. Mayhew taking this face-off. And Meadville will win it back, but Shaker, can they clear? Not just yet. Picking it up will be Cole Richard in the corner, wrapping it around to Andy Benincasa. Benincasa to Moore. Moore looking to go deep down the ice to Kiltz. It's out of his reach. Icing is waved off the board. A clearing attempt by Meadville will get through Cole Richard. And we're all the way back in the Red Raiders side of the ice. Joey Moore holds it. Now tries to send that one. Meadville, a failed rush the other way. Joey Moore. Once again, this time he'll find Ryan Kiltz. And a centering pass. Goes just about nowhere. But now here to Connor Mayhew. Mayhew can't get a good shot away. Meadville clears this one down. Or actually, they'll just skate this one out. From the neutral zone, number 6 passes it right to Jonathan Calais. Just a rough look for that number 6 of Meadville. But we play on. Number 11 picks it up, centers it to no one home except for Connor Mayhew at the point. Toe drags one man, takes a shot, and that's right at the chest of A.J. Fuller, who's having a good performance for the Meadville Bulldogs here today. Exactly 3 minutes left to go in the third and final period. That first line is back to looking like Ryan Lenahan, Will Brokaw, and Sammy Gerber. We started with Joey Moore out with Brokaw and Gerber. But clearly that just was not working in succession, and head coach Matt Bartley recognized that. And we are back to Ryan Lenahan on that first line. The defensive pairing, Kalergis and Ian Hunter, that is something that has not been affected by that Quentin Garnett ejection in the second period. Once again, we're not exactly sure how that Quentin Garnett ejection will play out. And now we get a whistle. Not exactly sure what the whistle was blown for. All I know is that we're going to the Meadville side of the ice. Might have been played with a high stick or a hand pass. Taking the face-off is Arth. He'll win it back to McGinnis. He'll take a shot, and it'll hit off of a Meadville Bulldog. Not exactly the strongest shot you've ever seen. Not exactly weak either. 2:20 left to go in the third and final period. Here's number 38 on the rush. He's got one man to beat, and it's Elliott Hanna. He will speed right past him, taking a shot, and that ends up wide. Good from number 38. He beat the man, but sometimes the accuracy will be your fault. And there it was. 2:03 to go in the final period. Shaker down by 3. Well, once again, Garnett with his ejection, he clearly wasn't being too kind to the referees, and in doing so, he got a penalty. But from the penalty box, he threw his stick out onto the ice, and the referee had had enough at that point, and he tossed him out in that second period. So he has been out since then and for the entirety of this third period. We'll see if that means he is out for next game as well, but here's a breakaway for number 25. He's up against Michael Better. Good shot, good save! Closing up the 5-hole is Michael Better. That is his second breakaway save, and that kind of shows something about the Red Raider defense. But still, it's nice to have a Red Raider goaltender that can make those breakaway saves. And there you go from Michael Better. Now number 2 beats his man, and he'll take another shot, and Michael Better's really been under fire, and his defense has not been helping him out. The turnovers have been brutal. And I know there's 5 goals up on the board, but Michael Better hasn't been the issue with a lot of those goals. Number 20, skating it forward. He's gotten a goal, but also 2 penalties. He's taken down to the ice, no call. A minute left to go in this game. We play on. Here's a shot from number 5. From the point, it'll go wide. Here's a secondary chance. Michael Better's lost it. It's to his right side. He was looking to his left. There is no goal, as eventually the defensemen in front of him were able to poke it away and into the corner. Meadville takes it back into the zone. Centering pass, no one is home. Benincasa is playing the man, forcing him away from the puck. Here's a rush for Richard and for Ryan Kiltz. And now it looks like Joey Moore is headed to the box. Perhaps some last-minute retaliation from the Red Raiders. Here the face-off will be blocked by our pole, so we'll be moving it over to the left side. And now that the face-off is taken over by Shaker, we will set it back down. So, 30 seconds left to go. Again, we don't know what next game will look like. Here's a secondary shot, and that will not find its way through. Not exactly sure if that was a save or if it was a whiff shot. Regardless, what really matters is that it didn't find its way into the back of the net. 10 seconds to go. One man taken down into the corner. That was Lowell Rich. Here's a final rush for the Red Raiders. Mayhew taken down to the ice with authority. Big hit from the Meadville number 44, Jake Fritters, and that will take us to the end of this game. A sour loss for the Red Raiders, as they've just had some unfortunate calls go their way, or excuse me, not go their way. And Meadville has really had a lot of power play time. They also were playing with one more man for a solid chunk of this game, as Quentin Garnett once again was ejected from that second period and was not in for the third as well, as he spent the remainder of that game in the locker room. We'll see if he is back for the next game or if he is out for the next game, maybe even the tournament. We'll notify you when that happens. We'll let you know on that next game. The next game will be at 5:45 tonight. Shaker Heights is going against Bethel Park, another team from Pennsylvania. We'll see how this Ohio versus Pennsylvania matchup will turn out. But for now, here's the final stats. Shaker really struggling on the face-off throughout the season. Today, no different. They lost it 28-17. However, they did fare well in shots. That third period was just really dominant. They entered in winning the shots and shots on goal counter, but they ended up losing in total 36-34 and losing the shots on goal 31-25. In the name of power plays, each team had their handful of power plays. Shaker went 1 for 1 yesterday on the power play. Today, only able to go 1 for 5. Unfortunate look, and now you can see head coach Matt Bartley talking things over with the referee. It's clearly a rough game from the penalty standpoint for the Red Raiders. Meadville also was able to capitalize on 2 of their 3 power plays, a rarity from the Red Raider penalty kill, letting in that solid amount of power play goals. And so we'll see if that's something talked about in the locker room. But for now, my name is Vaughn Ullum. Thank you very much for tuning in from Meadville, Pennsylvania. We will see you tonight at 5:45 against Bethel Park.